We're going to spend some time today talking about two pieces of pre-Civil War legislation that you already read about in Chapter 16.1. When we're done reviewing both pieces of legislation, you're going to create a bumper sticker either supporting or opposing one of these pieces of legislation. So be thinking to yourself, do I agree with these laws or do I disagree with these laws? So the two pieces of legislation are the Missouri Compromise and the Wilmot Proviso, and I want to talk about the Missouri Compromise first. Before we can dive into the details of the Missouri Compromise, we have to remember what compromise is. And I think I've told you before that compromise makes me think of marble cake. So, marble cake is actually chocolate and white cake in one cake, making it twice as delicious in my opinion. Essentially, marble cake illustrates compromise because it's both sides of an argument getting part of what they want. If I say I want chocolate cake and my sister says she wants vanilla cake, we both get what we want if we make marble cake. You have to think of the northern states who had outlawed slavery and the southern states who obviously had slavery as needing to compromise, needing to come up with their marble cake. In 1819, Missouri applied for statehood. Now the thing was, Missouri had slaves. Obviously, this isn't going to make the northern states very happy. The northern states put up Maine as an alternate to Missouri. Get that fixed there. There's Maine. And Maine was a free state. We decided, the government decided, if we admit Maine as a free state and Missouri as a slave state, that would keep the number of slave states and free states in the Union equal. That way, one side didn't have more power in the government than the other side. It's actually only one part of the Missouri Compromise. The second part of the Missouri Compromise requires you to visualize the United States. You know, I draw the United States so well. Let me fix that. I'm trying to draw it backwards here for you. Okay. Now, if we can visualize the United States, and if we can put in the Louisiana Purchase, we can imagine a line being drawn through the middle of the Louisiana Purchase. This line was at 36 degrees north latitude. The only state above that line that had slaves was Missouri, which we obviously just talked about. So visualize Missouri right there. The Missouri Compromise in 1819 outlawed slavery in all areas north of the 36-degree latitude line. It allowed slavery anywhere south of that 36-degree latitude line. Missouri, of course, was the one exception. So you can see here, by adding Maine and Missouri at the same time, the northern states and the southern states both got a little bit of what they wanted. Now, the second piece of legislation we need to talk about is the Wilmot Proviso. And this piece of legislation actually occurred in 1846. In 1846, David Wilmot saw that we were going to be getting more land because of the Mexican War. Fix that for you too. I'm trying to do backwards here. David Wilmot said, we've got all this land coming from Mexico once we defeat them in the Mexican-American War. That area is what we now know as New Mexico, Texas, California, Nevada, the Southwest in general. David Wilmot said we should outlaw slavery in the Western territories that we are going to be winning from Mexico. That was his idea. As you can imagine, it didn't actually pass because Southerners certainly did not support that law at all. So, you got the Wilmot Proviso in 1846, and you've got the Missouri Compromise in 1819. Which of these do you agree with? Which of these seem like a bad idea? You're responsible for creating a bumper sticker supporting or opposing one of those pieces of legislation. I, of course, expect the bumper sticker to be colored and neat and clearly present your message in a way that shows me you understand that piece of legislation. Good luck.